welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the most valid podcast. I am your host, Lenny. Okay, but uncertainly, we have lost our other host, Stewie, because a greater host has appeared. As you see over here,
Jumbo Stevo. The rebirth is here. Yes, I have a new name and I am ready to go. Sorry to trick you guys, but my new name is Jumbo Stevo. Stewie is gone. He was erased. We'll never see him again.
I'm excited to work with you, Jumbo Stevo.
This Jumbo Stevo, listen, it's in the name. I go big or I go home. So I'm here, baby. So let's do this.
I like it. First off, we're gonna start with a little All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the Philadelphia Union, who were on a bye week this week. And because of that, they dropped from 3rd to 6th. No need to fear. We have a game against next week against Real Salt Lake, which I'm hoping that we can absolutely destroy them. Okay? But on other news, we have done a trade with Nashville SC. We have gotten $350,000 of general allocation money, which if a lot of people don't understand what that is, it's basically salary cap money to be able to pay for your players or to sign new ones. Which still pretty 350,000 is a hefty amount, to be honest.
I would take that in my bank account any day.
We have given away 2 international roster spots, which isn't bad for us, because as of recently we haven't been doing any signing, as anybody could tell. But yeah, I'm hoping next week we get a nice win, and that's really all to talk about this week. So what do you got?
You know, now we are moving on to the Fly Guys, and let me tell you guys, eliminated. Done. In devastating fashion.
Ouch.
Yeah, per usual. The Flyers lose 9 of their last 11 and eliminated on the final day of the regular season. And this is the 4th year in a row they've missed the playoffs. I mean, they are just horrendous. I mean, they got to get it together. So whatever GM Danny Briere has to do this offseason, turn the stove up, turn the oven up, even, heck, turn the microwave up. Whatever you have to do to get this cooking faster, we need it. So my first takeaway from the season is I'm impressed with Coach Torts. Though the Flyers, in typical Philly fashion, collapsed late in the season, they definitely exceeded expectations this year and were prepared very well for the season. And I think Torts brought that. He brought good energy to the team, and I think they were ready. Still a lot of holes in this team. Dealing Sean Walker at the deadline defensively, don't have a lot of depth, and offensively, not a lot of goal scorers. But you know what? We have an offseason. I don't really expect the Flyers to drop big contracts on players, but just to get some good depth guys. I think that's all this team needs. But as Tortorella said and as Briere said, this team is definitely still ways away, but I would not overreact, Broad Street Bullies fans. This team, I don't think, is going anywhere away from Tortorella. I love his energy. He's just a very raw guy. He will tell you like it is. He's a raw dogger, to say the least. So, yeah.
I like that. Hold on, pause.
Excuse me. Anyways, yes, I believe Torts is staying here. I think he brings great grit to this team. Helps us, helps our mentality. He's a big, mentally tough guy. That's how he coaches his team. As far as actual play, got to be a lot more forechecking. That opens up the neutral zone, just a lot more chances. And if the Flyers want any chance of goal scoring next year, they need to hope that the power play is eradicated from the game, because they are absolutely abysmal on the power play. They are better underhanded than upperhanded. Very weird. And goaltending is just an absolute mess. Carter Hart, why'd you have to get freaky deaky in Canada? I mean, unbelievable. But Urson did good, got thrown into the fire. But you know what? He did well. I think he was overplayed late in the year. And yeah, that led to the collapse of the Tendy position. But the Flyers are done. And maybe not a lot of news for them for a while. But well, Broad Street Boys, hope you can come back big and strong next year, just like me. The debut, Jumbo Stevo. Go big or go home next year, Fly Guys.
Go big or go home.
However, we have some big news today. We have just brought up our top prospect from the G League, baby, on a 10-day contract. Lenny, what do we have on our prospect here?
Oh my God! Let me give you some of his traits.
Okay.
The specialist for airballing. Oh my God! Can you do me a favor and play this clip again?
Pull that thing.
Another. He's an absolutely handsome.
I mean, when I tell you,
handsome.
he is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. Now, I'll tell you what, this 3-point shot, quite the opposite. But, ladies and gentlemen, Phillies, welcome our newest host.
Here we go.
What's going on, y'all? It's Chef Tommy over here. You can call me Tommy. You can call me Chef. Just don't call me late for dinner. You know what I'm saying? Over here, about 6'5", 250 pounds, pure muscle. All right, that's why I airballed it a little bit too much on the arms, not as much on the legs. I skipped leg day. I can't lie, but have to be here. Most valid podcast. You already know. Gonna be #1 soon. Already rocking the Sexy Ubre jersey. Sexy Ubre, if you're watching, you're probably not. Hit my line, but
He will.
let's get on to the sports talk.
Let's get on with it, baby.
Here
We
go.
are on to the Philadelphia Phillies, them Fightins, baby. They are 14-8 on the season, only one game behind the Braves. Chef, what is your take on the Phils this week?
And the Phils, the Fightins, it's the city of brotherly love. I am not loving it as much as I want to yet. We've been cooking so far as of recent, but it's the White Sox. I don't know if there's even one person on that lineup batting over 250. So I'm a hard guy to impress. I need to see a little bit more from the team. Nick Castellanos, I'm coming for your head. That man, I would trade him for a bag of chips still, honestly. He's been doing a little bit better as of recent, but man, he is only getting older and he is only getting less athletic. We need somebody better out there in right field. He needs to go. But besides that, I'm loving how everything's looking so far. Trey Turner, he's been playing a lot better than last year, and I'm ready to ride with the Phils this year.
A bag of chips?
He just came out the gates firing at Casty. Wow, what a debut. I'll tell you what, that was a 3-ball if I've ever seen it.
He's going hard right
Right
off
on his
the
shot.
bat.
Anyways, I mean, I can't lie. I don't disagree. Lenny, what do you got on the Phils for us today?
Well, actually, as of last Tuesday, we actually went to go see a nice Bills game.
We did.
Whew.
I talk about dealing from Ranger.
Ranger Suarez, 112 pitch shutout.
Unbelievable, guys.
That's
Unbelievable.
crazy.
Yeah,
You know, little fun fact for you. Earlier that day, he's a Barcelona fan, which Jumbo Stevo is also a Barcelona fan. So that day, he was so ready. Are you okay? Are you okay?
I hate Madrid. And PSG,
Ranger
fuck you guys.
Suarez had basically that whole morning watching Barcelona's Champions League.
Yes, and I'll tell you what, if that didn't give him motivation to go out and absolutely deal, and after getting knocked out of Champions League, I don't know what would. For me, I was ready to run through a brick wall. Frustrated.
And as we saw in that game,
yeah,
it gave him a lot of motivation.
Anyways, besides the point, Phil's news, Lenny. Had to bring it up.
But after that nice win, actually, which we're going to put some clips out there that I took myself.
Yeah.
We're going to make sure that's out.
Santa Maria.
I think the Phils are cooking.
Yeah.
I think the Phils are actually, they're coming back and they want it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I agree. I said it last week. I said it the last few weeks. A lot of overreacting early in the year. Guys, we are 22 games in. Last week, we were 500. Guess what, guys? We are 14-8 now. 6 games over 500. We did not reach this feat last year until July 8th. We were in April. And everyone was saying last week, oh, Phillies suck. Oh, Phillies. Guys, relax. We are a 10th way through the season. And yes, I think the Phillies are cooking. Granted, like Chef said, Do we know anybody on the White Sox or Rockies? Absolutely not. But guess what? We dogged on them. And what do you do to inferior teams? You impose your will on them, stomp on their neck. And that's what we did. Philly starters, I think, carried. The hitting was phenomenal and came to life this week for the first time all season. But the pitching, I think, has just been dealing, I think, for most of the year. The starters this week had a average ERA of 1.51 on the 10-game homestand. So that's just amazing. And 75 strikeouts in just 75 strikeouts in just 65 and 2/3 innings. Absolutely amazing. And like you said, Suarez, complete shutout game. Wheeler almost had a no-hitter. Almost, guys. So yeah, like I said, the offense came to life this week. Bullpen got to recharge the battery. Their tank was on E after last week. But guess what? I think they got to go to the Wawa, fill up the tank this week, and had a nice, relaxing week. And like I said, the offense came to life this week. 51 runs this week and 15 homers. Guess what? That's in 10 games. In our first 12 games, only 45 runs and 11 homers. Absolutely killing the ball. And not to mention, Mr. Trigger Trey Turner himself is on a 10-game hitting streak, so watch out for that this week.
He's a beast, man.
Yes. Lenny, who we got this week for the Phils, though?
The Phillies will face the Reds and the Padres.
Mm-hmm.
As they begin their
Yes.
10-game road trip.
Yes.
I think we should take another road trip.
We might take a road trip and watch the Phils pounce on their opponents. Chef, what do you think? Think they're going to pounce on their opponents this week?
Man, I sure hope so. The Reds, they ain't looking too bad, but all they have is really Ellie De La Cruz, man. Honestly, he is somebody we need to look for. He will be looking to steal all the bases, not just second. He is going to be looking to steal bags and run as fast as he can. But hey, I think we can handle it. JT Realmuto, he's got a cannon back there. He can snipe, all right? And for them Padres, they got Fernando Tatis. They got some players, but I mean, we all know what Bryce Harper did to them that championship run year. I think we'll take care of business over there out on the road. Road tripping, baby.
Absolutely, Chef. What a great take. But yes, that's going to be it for the Fightin' Phils. And as we are on the March to October, baby. And yeah. So now we have Fly, Eagles, Fly. Right, Chef?
I can't sing that song. I can't sing that song, unfortunately.
And why is that?
Well, you see, I'm a little bit of an undercover. I'm a little bit of an opposition in the way. I am a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Now, hold on. Before y'all go crazy, everything else is Philly. Everything else, I still get my cheesesteaks from Philly. I still go to Wawa, pump my gas there. It's still Philly, but Pittsburgh for football, that's where my heart is.
We have a opposition here, but guys, that's okay. I will say, I believe to have a unbiased outside opinion is going to help us, and one of the main reasons he was called up.
All right, so if we're talking the Philadelphia Eagles, all right, the Birds, I ain't gonna lie to you. When they got Jalen Hurts over us, I was pretty darn upset about it, all right? And we ended up with Chase Claypool, all right? But that's besides the point. Okay, Eagles this year, they had a solid year. Obviously started off 10-1 and didn't exactly end how they wanted to at 11-6, I believe. And first round playoff exit to the Bucs, but that team is insanely solid and loaded at just about every position. They lost a couple guys to retirement, but I mean, Howie Roseman's just going to be Howie Roseman. He's going to get good draft picks. He's going to be aggressive. He's going to get you guys players at the positions that are needed for the team. And overall, very solid. They're not going to go away anytime soon, and they're probably going to own that division for a pretty long time, if I had to guess.
Thank you, Chef, for that highly accurate take. And we will get to the draft and Mr. Roseman in a little bit. First topic I want to bring up is Mr. A.J. Brown, Swole Batman himself, stirring up the pot of controversy a little bit this week, changing his profile picture to the GOAT, Tom Brady. And he tried to turn the burners down to the pot a little bit. by saying that Brady was his favorite player all time, and he rewatched the 2015 campaign where he was doubted, disrespected like himself, saying it gave him motivation. What do you think, Lenny? I mean, I have a strong opinion on this, but go
Listen,
ahead.
I mean, if I'm AJ Brown and it's really just motivation, some people just like you just want to make him the enemy. They just like the bro just changed his picture. That's Tom Brady. He doesn't even play football anymore. Bro was in like bro was in Real Madrid. Bro was in Spain. But AJ Brown, dude, come on now. You can't just start hating on him just for changing a picture. It's
So,
just motivation.
so I disagree. I don't think AJ Brown wants to pack his bags and get comfortable in Foxborough at all. But I also don't think AJ Brown has been living with Patrick Starr under a rock the last 5 to 10 years. I think he's pretty in tune with social media, at least enough to change his profile picture and to see all this controversy. Uh, as far as any of you guys have watched the regular season, you guys saw that this guy can be a diva when the ball's not going his way, when the attention's not on him. He gets upset. He gets hurt. His feelings gets hurt. So it's been a quiet offseason for him. Smitty getting a contract, a lot of other guys getting a contract. Not much to talk about, Mr. Brown. I can't lie to you guys. I personally believe that Brown just wants to get the attention on him. It seems like he likes it. Like I said, he's a diva. He likes that attention on him. If Hurts isn't throwing him the ball if Hurts is not giving him the ball every other play, guess what? He gets upset. Yeah, like I said, it's been a quiet offseason for him. So I think he'd like to get the camera shifted back on him and stroke his ego a little bit.
You think he wants more money?
No, I just think he likes attention. But yes, who doesn't want more money in their bank account? So yeah, that's all I got for Mr. Brown. I love him. I love that he's a Philadelphia Eagle, but man, just why does the camera always have to be on you, man? Just relate, right, Lenny?
Relate, man.
So what do we got next, big guy?
Let's talk about some players. Actually, a specific player. As of recently, 5 players were reinstated from NFL suspensions, but one who's a bird.
Of course.
Isaiah Rodgers.
Of course, just
do they just want us to? Do they think we're overpowered?
Yeah, I mean, you have to try and slow us down one way or another, and this might be the way.
And because of that, Isaiah Rodgers actually deactivated almost all of his social media platforms.
Yeah.
As Isaiah Rodgers, think about this. You're Isaiah Rodgers. How do you feel right now?
Frustrated. You see, I mean, you just feel for the guy. I mean, yes, he was betting on his team, betting on Jonathan Taylor's over and under, which, why the fuck not? I mean, it's Jonathan Taylor, who I have met personally. Love that guy. But, guys, it's unfortunate. You see this guy grinding during the offseason, a lot of Instagram posts. I feel for this guy. I feel really bad for him, to be honest with you. Don't know him or anything like that, but seems like a hard worker and seems like he just wants to get out there and play football. So feel for him. It is not final yet, by the way. There's a lot of uncertainty here. But, here's what begs the question. We got the draft coming up. You do not know if he's going to be there to play. You do not know that. Is this why they re-signed Avonte Maddox? Are they going to target a cornerback? A lot of uncertainty here. Like I said, it's hard to speculate. This is just kind of a wait and see kind of thing, I feel. So I don't really necessarily think this is going to affect the way Howie's going about the draft. I think he's got a plan, and I think he's thought about this prior. So I think whatever he's going into, this has already been a pre-decided thing. So
I got a question for you. Do you think he is going to be reinstated?
Mr. Goodell, please bring my boy Isaiah Rodgers back. Please.
Well,
I have no thoughts. Not at all.
I mean, and think about this. Do you think when he comes back, he'll be a starter?
I like this guy. We talked about him 2 weeks ago. PFF, he's ranked very highly. He's a young guy. He brings some youth into this team. I like him. I think that he will maybe not be a starter. I think you got to get him in, work him in a little bit. Depending on what we do at the draft, a lot of questions. But do I think he has the potential to start on this team? 100%. And you just see the way he works. I know Instagram doesn't tell the full story, but you see him active, and you see he's working out. He definitely has a huge chip on his shoulder. So yes, I think he has the potential,
and I think that he is excited to be a bird.
I agree.
I think he's excited to put on that uniform.
Why not, baby? Why not?
Who wouldn't be excited to put on that uniform? Come on,
right, Chef?
Right?
I would not be very excited, I can't lie.
Anyways, now we have another topic to discuss here. And if this isn't a Philly topic, I don't know what is, Lenny. Lenny, we got some news on the jerseys that we could be potentially wearing in Brazil. What's going on? This is a home game for the Birds. We wearing our home jerseys or not?
Absolutely not. Due to the owners of the stadium that we are playing in Brazil, we cannot wear our home jerseys. What do you think?
Not only is this just a absolute right hook to the face, the Eagles are losing a home game to go to Brazil. Now we can't even wear our home jerseys? You know why this is an even bigger problem? What color do the Packers wear?
Holy shit.
Green. Eagles, Goodell, I just asked for you to please reinstate Isaiah Rodgers. I mean, dude, what are you doing? Did you not do any research about where you're playing? You picked the 2 teams that wear green at the exact stadium. They have signs around the stadium that say the color green is forbidden in this arena. Forbidden. Not we don't like it. It's frowned upon. Forbidden. And do you want to explain why this is?
Due to the owners of the stadium, their number one rivalry in soccer, which is like honestly, it's kind of the biggest thing there is right there.
And Lenny, he's a big soccer. I mean, tell him how soccer fans are. I mean, it is life or death.
Listen, I bet you this. I bet you when the game happens and some Birds fans wearing that home perfectly amazing jersey, bro, the security gonna be like, wait a minute, you gotta go. I'd be like, I bought a ticket. You're done. You can't wear. There could be a fat sign that says you can't wear that color right there.
Yeah, and they're gonna make it turn around real quick. So this is a big controversy. We're probably not gonna end up knowing what the outcome is until later, like till closer to September 6th. But I'll tell you what, we're still playing in Brazil. Whatever they gotta do, they gotta go blackout, black helmet, black jersey, whatever they gotta do, they're gonna do it. Because Goodell wants to make money. But if that's your weekly dose of Philly news, only in Philly. So yeah. But on a lighter note, Mr. Hertz, QB1 himself, donated $200,000 to the school district of Philadelphia to purchase air conditioning units for 10 different school districts. Chef, what do you got? You got thoughts on this?
Look, man, Hertz is a good guy. I can't take that away from Mr. Hertz, all right? Now, can I go without the post-game random baloney that he says that is probably an Instagram caption?
Why do I just keep getting up and going and going and going? But I had a purpose before everybody had an opinion. It's not about anybody else. I know y'all like that one.
Yes, I could absolutely go without that. But overall, Hertz is a good dude. Love Hertz, but he tries to spread the love anywhere he can, and he's a good guy, so can't argue with it.
And like Chef said, exactly, it's the typical love Hertz, like the matchup in Brazil. I absolutely love this man. I can say from experience, those steamy classrooms are fatal. Not only are you sweating from the heat, but you are just sweating to stay awake.
Jesus, especially during the beginning of summertime and that heat is breaking.
I mean, around this time of year, I mean, could he have not came in and saved the day at a perfect time? I mean, I'll tell you what, it feels like that. You get that hot tub or sauna feeling when you're in the hot tub. You just want to go, like saw some wood. You know what I mean? So yeah, you just become fatigued.
Mr. Hertz, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. But yes, QB1 coming in clutch again. You are the man, Jalen.
Anyway, draft week. How many days till draft?
Guys, I will say this. Can't wait to see you at draft night, Daddy. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kate Cunningham. Had to do it to you.
Come on, bro.
Oh,
but it is draft week. Are we hyped, guys? Chef, how we feeling?
I am excited.
We are feeling great about the draft. I don't know too much about the Birds, but I know about them boys in the Berg. They know how to draft, and let me tell you something. They know.
Listen here, brother. Let me tell you something. Forget everything that you just heard.
Did he just forget what podcast this is?
I think he just forgot what we have in this beautiful. See this helmet?
This is bleeding green, not bleeding yellow, right, Chef?
Hey, baby. Black and yellow, black and yellow.
Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna skim through what you
Ladies
just
and
heard.
gentlemen, let's not forget
All
that.
you're gonna hear is.
That's Kenny
yes.
Pickett's #1 fan over there.
Yeah, Chef. How are we feeling about our new backup QB?
Hey, man. Kenny Small Hands, you can have them. We got beef now, Kenny, all right? Like South Park, man. Thank you, Kenny.
Yes, and now the Steelers are cooking on low temp with Russell Wilson. They do have Justin Fields there, but like I said, not the point. Lenny, what are we feeling? What's going on with draft night? You got this is like I said, we got draft this Thursday, so this is final prediction. Lenny,
listen, I'm gonna go full in. I'm sticking. We're not trading up. We're in the 22nd spot, and I'm still going with Nate Wiggins from Clemson.
Wow, he's staying loyal. Go ahead, Lenny. Explain.
Listen, he's such a beautiful, athletic man. He's perfect for us. He's perfect for the scheme. He's perfect for the defensive way that we play. He's an all-around guy, and he's fast as shit. Holy, that man is the Flash. Come on now.
Tell you what, he is a Slim Reaper Part 2.
Yeah, he's
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling that he wearing that beautiful Birds jersey. Oh my,
It's beautiful.
He's gonna come and be a Philly. I can't get my hopes too much. He might not even be picked. What am I saying?
Yeah, I mean we'll find out Thursday.
We'll find out. Don't
So
forget
you're
to
going with
tune in.
Nate Wiggins. Final. This is going to be posted. Final.
Nate Wiggins, final.
So we will see if he gets clowned, guys, because I am going quite the opposite. I'm going to say this, guys. A lot of talk this week has been on Mims from Georgia, the lineman, who was an absolute beast. A lot of potential. Only started 8 games this year, but he's anything you want to know, lineman. He is big. He is fast. And guess what? He's a Georgia Bulldog. And we know the man, the myth, the legend likes to pick his Georgia Bulldogs. So myself personally, there's a great chance we could take a lineman in this draft. And you got Lane Johnson, old, could fill in that spot. Kelsey just retired. You got Juergens moving over. So, yeah, there's some holes there that potentially, we could fill. Clearly, that's an option, and that's what I think the Eagles could do. However, I'm just like this guy. I'm sticking with my gut. Howie Roseman, the man, the myth, like I had just said, the GOAT, Mr. Meh, just had a press conference with Sirianni this past week about the draft, about what their moves, whatever, what their mindset. And he said specifically, I want to make sure we are the last team standing in this season, right? When he says that doesn't give me the vibes that he's going to try and pick a player that's going to help us in the next 2 or 3 years. He's going to pick someone that's going to come in and make an impact, right? And why did we collapse last year? Wasn't the O-line. Wasn't Mr. Hurts. It was that secondary.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, absolutely dog water. Not dog water, dog shit. It was horrendous, guys.
Just like the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They allowed the 5th most yards last year, 4th worst QBR, 2nd most touchdowns. I mean, just horrendous. And with Slay and Bradbury getting old as well, you got to get some youth there. So I'll tell you what, guys. I'm sticking with my gut. I think we're going to go for corners. Now, this draft is very deep with cornerbacks, so maybe he could wait for the 2nd round. But, man, there's a lot of talent here. And like I said, with the O-line, does anybody know a man named Jordan Mailata? Did you guys know that only 1 of our 5 offensive line starters were drafted in the 1st round? Of course, Lane Johnson, a future Hall of Famer. The other guys are just that good. You know why? We have Jeff Stoutland, guys. This guy is witchcraft with working them big bodies. I mean, he's absolutely amazing. Dickerson, Mailata, Juergens. I mean, he's just outstanding. So I don't know what he does. Like I said, he turns them giant maulers into some slick people. I mean, he's amazing. So guess what? I think we're going to go secondary. The most ideal pick is Arnold, like I said before.
They're sticking with it.
A Bama guy. I mean, he just fits what we need so well. He's not the most athletic, but what does Vic Fangio love to run? Zone. This guy has lightning reaction in the zone. His ball hawking skills are tier 1, guys. It's amazing what this guy can do. Now, who else is like that? Dijon. He's very good. Not the most athletic, but he's got a lot of potential. He's a good ball hawk. The one thing I really like about Arnold, he played under Nick Saban, and my goodness, does he get this guys mentally ready for the NFL. So, like I said, I think it's going to be one of those two guys. Wiggins is going to be there. Kool-Aid McKinstry.
There's a lot of good ones.
But we all know Howie. And just like hot in the sun, I think you can guarantee he's going to move up this draft. He is boys with the Seahawks GM. I think he's going to take that 16 spot. I think he's going to snag Mr. Arnold. And I'm locking it in, baby. Arnold is going to be a Philadelphia Eagle. Locked in.
Tell me, guys. Write down in the comments in the YouTube video. Will it be Wiggins or Arnold? Who will be right?
Maybe none of us.
No matter what, we are going to get an absolute monster added to our secondary.
Yes, I think we can for sure say it's either going to be secondary or O-line. And I think it also depends on how the draft goes. And like I said, the only thing I'm scared about my prediction is maybe Arnold goes off early because he was highly ranked, didn't have the greatest combine, which made him go down a little bit, but maybe teams just really liked his play this year. So if we don't get Arnold, I can see Dijon falling to us or McKinstry. But yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I just can't see us taking an O-line. I think Howie is set on being the last man standing. So I'm going with Arnold. Lock it in, baby.
Nice little lock in. I like it.
So, but we'll have our draft reactions on Thursday. But guys, now it is time to talk about my favorite Philadelphia sports team, the Philadelphia 76ers. And just like myself, Jumbo Stevo, I had a rebirth. My jersey has a rebirth. This was formerly a Tyrese Maxey jersey, but after last week's performance, we had to do it. Mr. Boom Boom Nico Batum, number 40, a top 2 French player in the league. And I'm not talking about number 2. Absolutely lights out this week. Chef, give me some word on the Philadelphia 76ers.
Look, man, that is why you start Batum in the 4th, baby. He is clutch. That is exactly what we needed to beat a Heat team like this. Shout out to Jimmy Butler. Hope you get well. And I definitely miss you and wish we didn't keep this guy over here, Mr. Crumble Cookie himself. That guy is dog water. Jimmy, I miss you. Come back. But that's besides the point. You're done. You're out of here. Although the Heat are in the playoffs, they're not beating the Celtics without Jimmy Butler, first of all. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Sixers, baby. Nicholas Batum, goated. All right. That was a dogfight, that Heat game. That's exactly what we had to do, and we got it done. That's what I like to see. And now we're on to the bum Knicks. Who cares about the Knicks? Knicks this, Knicks that. Knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Sixers in 5, baby. Stop playing with Philly, all right?
Absolutely. Stop playing with us. We are dogs over here. Philly dogs. So just like Chef said, Sixers handle business at the Wells Fargo Center Wednesday night, and we take down the Miami Reheat because that's what they were in dire need of. They needed something to warm up those ice-cold performances. Both teams came out sluggish and was absolutely brickfest. It was a sluggish back and forth for first quarter. Second quarter, Miami Heat just absolutely dogged on us, and we got down 51-39 at the half, and we just seemed lifeless, guys. I mean, like he said, props to Jimmy playing on a bad knee, but his defensive presence and Miami switching to zone, we had no answer for it. It looked like deer in headlights out there. Clueless. It seemed like we needed a miracle to get back in this game. And my, did a miracle ever come. Thank you so much, Caleb Martin, for giving us free chicken. Now, if you guys don't know, I've never been to a Sixer game. If the opposing team misses 2 consecutive free throws in the second half, you get free Chick-fil-A chicken.
Some beautiful chicken, man.
Exactly. Tasty, scrumptious chicken. Now, let me read you some stats post and prior Brickin' for Chicken. Before the Brickin' for Chicken, we were down 11, shooting 3 for 20 from 3, and 13 turnovers. post bricking for chicken. We outscored the Heat 57-45, 9 for 15 from three, and only 3 turnovers. And of course, what did we get, Lenny?
First of all, we got some nice, beautiful W.
The W. Exactly. We got the W. And thank you. Credits to Mr. Boom Boom Batum. Embiid came out the gates firing with a clutch three-pointer. But Boom Boom Batum helped us get to the third, got within striking distance, and guess what? He continued his shining performance and banged multiple clutch threes and some clutch putbacks. It was everything you can ask for in a game. Embiid looked absolutely gassed in the fourth quarter, but absolutely found a way to keep going and hit some clutch buckets, converted a nice and one. And thank you to Mr. Tyler Hero himself, shooting 9 for 27 on the night, but after the game shot 9 for 28 after missing a left hook on Jimmy Butler. And you just don't do that. That man's an absolute dog, and he will dog on you. So Sixers come out with the dub thanks to Nico Batum serving a hot, fresh plate of Thanksgiving stuffing to Mr. Hero, stuffing his last shot attempt to tie the game, and we defeat the Miami Heat 105-104 to clinch the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference. And who are we playing, Chef?
The bum Knicks.
Bum Knicks. We do not give a care about them Knicks at all. And like Chef said, Tobias Harris, absolutely a no-show.
But guys,
sorry. My
come
fault.
on, man.
We don't disrespect.
Come on, man.
We don't disrespect. But yes, Chef, go ahead. Explain how Saturday night in the MSG went for the Philadelphia 76ers and Tobias Harris are.
Look, just to preface on Tobias over here, Lenny, let me give you some advice. Something I learned from Antonio Brown. Take that shit off, please, dude. It's like if you tell Giannis to just stop running and dunking. If Tobias Harris just did his little post fade, that thing is chicken every time, but he just doesn't do it. So just imagine if Giannis just stopped running and dunking. It's the same thing. It's terrible. Stick to what you're good at. But besides all that, man, MSG, first of all, Joel Embiid, you need to stop flopping around like a fish in the sea, all right? I feel bad for you. You keep getting hurt, but you're kind of putting it on yourself, man. You are 280 freaking pounds, 7 foot, and you are flailing around. I understand you're trying to get calls. I'd want to get the calls too. Free throws, baby. They're free. Come on, stop playing. But at the same time, we need you. You got to keep your body in tip-top shape. You're already at like 70% from that injury. We need you on the court. You are the MVP. We need you on the court. So overall, that game unfortunately didn't go our way, but we're going to keep doing what we got to do. Hopefully, Maxey keep doing his thing. Hopefully, Batum keeps this thing going, being clutch. And I have no doubt we will take care of the Knicks. Not at all.
I could not agree anymore. The Knicks do not scare me. They do take game one, and I'll go through it real quick. The Sixers came out the gates firing at MSG to shut them annoying New Yorkers up. Went up 34-25 to start the game. Just absolutely dominated the first quarter. Shots were falling. Embiid looked like a new man. He looked healthy. My goodness, did that change. But first, the second quarter belonged to Mr. Deuce, or should I say thrice McBride himself, because he was draining threes. It was not the usual subject that was dogging on us. Mr. Jalen Brunson actually only shot 8 for 26 on the night, only had 22 points. It was not him. It was their backups that led the way. And Mr. Deuce Thrice himself dominated. And Embiid was on the bench for a lot of the quarter. And guess what? We couldn't stop a parked car when Embiid was on the bench. It was unbelievable. They just crashed the boards like no other and just dominate the paint. And that's exactly what they did. We couldn't do nothing to stop them. And they got up. We put Embiid back in. And wow, did this dude have a monstrous slam. He put OG and Anunoby on a posterized, stamp it on his forehead. But at what cost? My man went down, and he looked like life flashed in his eyes. He looked stunned, and wow, it was not a good sight to see, guys. My heart dropped. My heart was in the earth at that point. Absolutely scary. We go down 58-46 at the half. But guys, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. They say this big man falls hard a lot, but I will say the big fella does not go down easy, and he was back out there. And guess what? What a rude awakening for the Knicks as we come back, going a 23-11 run to tie it up at the end of the third, and we are back in it, baby. But like I said, Joel Embiid, when he's off the floor, we could not stop a parked car. And guess what? That's exactly what they did. They came back a little bit, traded blows in the fourth quarter. And it was an absolute roller coaster of a game. Like I said, wasn't Brunson's day, but he helped the Knicks get a little lead in the fourth quarter. But Embiid came back on. It was just back and forth, like a seesaw. And it was absolute slugfest. Like I said, Maxey getting a few nice tough buckets, and Embiid was driving to the paint. It was amazing. But who ended up destroying our hopes and dreams? Josh Hart. He shot 50% from three and hit 2 clutch daggers at the end of the game. Guess what, guys? This man shoots 30% from the season, shoots 50% Saturday night, and takes the Sixers down as we lose in dramatic fashion, 114-104, in an absolute thriller. But the story of the game was not Mr. Brunson. It was the Knicks bench. McBride dropped 21 on 5 for 7 from three. Like I said, Hart shot 50% from the three. The Knicks grabbed 23 offensive rebounds. We grabbed 24 defensive rebounds. Absolutely embarrassing. The Knicks just played harder, and that's their brand of basketball right there, crashing the board and imposing their will on you. But guess what? When Embiid is out on that floor, there's no will being imposed. We are the will. We are the imposers. So we just got to limit these second chances. But honestly, the Knicks' barrage of clutch threes propelled them to the victory. So, like I said, are the Knicks going to shoot the lights out every game? No, that is not their brand of basketball. I'm not going to say they got lucky, but they hit some timely threes. The question is, will Maxey play tonight? I hear he's questionable with an illness. There's only one thing that can stop the Sixers. The Sixers. Like I said, I'm tired of the excuses with the injuries from Embiid. I know it happens every year. They always haunt us at this time. I understand he's banged up, but guess what? He's on the floor. He's got to play. And I'll tell you what, he does. You watch the playoffs before, you see sometimes he gets sluggish. His mentality's bad. He's hurt. He uses the excuse. He's not this year. This man's out there on one leg, giving it everything he's got. And when we're still down and out, he's still making the right reads and the right plays. So I'm impressed with Joel, and I am not scared of them Knickerbockers up in New York. There is so much crime up there, and we are about to cause havoc in MSG tonight. And we are going to win this series in 6, I believe. Right, Chef?
Absolutely.
So, yes. Anything else to add, sorry?
I was just going to say, if not 5.
If not 5. Unfortunately, 4 is not possible after Mr. Hart himself has no heart and dogged on us. Fuck you, Josh Hart.
For 5.
There is a chance for 5. And if we win this game in MSG tonight, I think it's going to go to 5. But I'm going to stay safe and say 6 so I don't look like an idiot. But, guys, I think that's it. Like I said, Sixers play tonight. We will see how that goes. I think we win this game if Maxey and Embiid play. What do you think, Chef?
For the love of Philly, let's go win that game.
Do it for the city of brotherly love, like he said, and limit Tobias's minute.
Come on, bro. Y'all
Sorry.
just clowning me now.
Stop. No, we're not trying to clown you.
We're
clowning Crumble. He's focused more on cookies than cookies. You know what I mean? So, but guys, what do you think?
I think that's all we have for this week.
That's all we got. What a week. We have obviously coming with another podcast next week. We will probably post some draft reactions. Most likely going to be absolutely embarrassed. But before we close this out, Chef, it was your debut. Anything you got to say to finish it up for today? Finish off the first game of the season? I will say your 3-point shot did hit today.
Oh, thank you. You see, we ain't airballing no more. And this ain't the last y'all are going to see me, baby.
I love it, baby. Turning into prime Steph Curry over there. Absolute buckets, baby.
Anyway, we'll make sure to put all of our platforms up here, and we'll make sure to have Chef's platform right on top of him. But I hope you guys enjoyed this week. I hope you guys had a great time with us. I hope you guys had a great time with our new prospect.
Can we give it up for him, guys? Give it up.
Give it up. Nice little clap.
Thank you,
He's
Chef,
a
for
beautiful,
helping us
handsome
out.
fella.
Gorgeous.
But anyways,
like the jersey.
Thank you guys for enjoying us this week. And I hope y'all have a great weekend.
Peace.